Hi guys, I'm Polka Dot Pigeon. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very fun and exciting and long-awaited video for you guys. Today I'm going to be showing you the final installment of my room makeover series, which I actually started like 5 months ago. Yes, it's taken me this long to get my room complete, but it's done now and that's all that matters. So I posted 2 videos prior to this one of this series, so if you want to go watch those, feel free to do so. But basically, the first one was me just showing you everything that I've collected and thrifted over the past like 8 months for my room. So keep that in mind in this video when you see the massive amount of decorations. I did not get all of those all at once. It has been a long journey of collecting. And then the second video of this series was me just painting my room. I painted it this gorgeous purple color and I made a whole video on it because I had never painted a room before and it was a fun experience. So after painting, this is what we left off with. I'm gonna use this as like the before clip for this video because I actually didn't film a proper before clip. I kind of just like dove straight into the renovations. So here's where we left off. Gorgeous, beautiful, a clean slate. Yeah. If you did watch the previous videos of this series, you might remember the inspo for my room, but if not, don't worry. I'm gonna show you the inspo now. I'm just gonna throw some pictures on screen. I'm not really sure the correct descriptor words for the aesthetic I'm going for, but it's kind of like shabby chic, royal, Victorian, kind of whimsical. I don't know. Hopefully the pictures give you the vibe I want. I love this vibe. I love the cluttered look. It's like cluttered but organized. I love gallery walls. I love draping fabrics. I love it all. So that's kind of the vibe I went for. Well, not kind of, that is the vibe I went for my room. And spoiler, I think I did like a crazy good job. So I hope you guys stay to the end to see the final transformation and the reveal. But I don't blame you if you skip to the end. This video is 2 hours long. Over 2 hours long, actually. So I'm not gonna force you to watch the whole thing, but it'd be pretty cool if you did. So keep in mind the before, that's what we're working with. And I think I'm actually gonna just jump straight into me building a couch. I think that's where the video starts. I tried thrifting a couch. I could not find one for the life of me. One that was decently priced at least. So I found one online from Wayfair and I was able to do a payment plan on it because that's just what I'm financially able to do at the moment. So I got a $200 little love seat couch and I'm making payments on it. I could have just paid it outright, but I didn't want to. So it's fine. So I think that's where the video starts. We're just instantly gonna start building my couch. Yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you grab a snack and a drink and just sit back and relax and enjoy this movie, I guess we should call it. coffee table. I'm so smart for thinking of that. Oh. Okay, I'm done. Pay no attention to the way I look right now. I'm back to finish my room. Well, not finish it, but continue it. So let me show you what it's looking like so far. I know I didn't really talk in the first parts of this video just because, I don't know, I feel like I can't like get things done when I'm trying to like talk to the camera at the same time, you know? So I just like filmed time lapses, and honestly I might do that for a lot of the room. So I'm talking in this part, but don't expect it too much. Okay, so I'm standing at my door. This is what it looks like so far. The only thing staying in the spot that it's in right now is most likely the couch, and then my little DIY coffee table that I think I also filmed me taking apart a nightstand, and this is the base of it, but I'm gonna put like a tablecloth or something on it so like you won't see that. But I've been looking for a coffee table for like quite a few weeks now, and I just cannot find the perfect one. And then my brother actually gave me these 2 nightstands, and I just had an epiphany yesterday. I was like, wait, I can see if I can take that top shelf off of it, because that would be the perfect little tiny dainty coffee table. And I like that it's not super tall, because the other one I had was like as tall as my couch, and I didn't like how that looked. So this one is like 5 inches shorter than my couch, I think. And you can still see some of the fringe poking out of the bottom. I mean, obviously a lot of the fringe is covered when you walk in, but whatever. I put my little ottoman chair here. The pillow situation is not staying that way. I just put my pillows on there. But I'm gonna wrap the ottoman in fabric, I think. Somehow. I'm not gonna be using like a nail gun or anything. Like, I'm not reupholstering it. I'm just gonna like honestly just like tuck fabric underneath it, probably. I don't know. But I was originally thinking of just like getting rid of this or putting it in another room in my house. But I was thinking it'd be cool to have like extra seating just if I wanted different places to sit. I don't know. And if I move my dresser here, I could like put the ottoman like catty corner kind of facing the couch, like at the edge of the dresser, if that makes sense. And then put like a table in between them. I don't know. That might look crazy. We'll see. I also thought of using the ottoman as my coffee table, but I didn't like the look of that because it's like obviously an ottoman and it would have just looked like a weird random brick of fabric in front of my couch. But yeah, my dresser's here. I'm moving it. My clothing rack, I'm moving. My little stool is getting moved. And then I have my desk that my brother also gave to me in the bundle of furniture that I got the 2 nightstands from. I'm thinking of moving the desk where the dresser is. I don't know, we'll see. And then this white wicker shelf, I'm hoping fits like right there. Remember, I'm moving the clothing rack, so I know it'll fit. I don't know if it'll look good or not. And then my brother actually just also dropped off another piece of furniture. This tall, skinny, dusty purple dresser. And I'm gonna try to put it somewhere in here as well. And I need to put curtain rods up. I have a lot to do. I'm also taking my closet door off the hinges and removing it, and I'm putting a curtain rod above my closet door, and I'm putting, I think, a cobalt blue curtain, that one, there instead of the door, because there's just like way too much white in here and I don't like it. So I'm gonna take the door off and minimize all the white in here. I mean, I could paint my dresser, but that would take forever and I would have to like sand it and everything, and I'm not doing that. So right now I think I'm just gonna like rearrange all the furniture, and then I'll move on to possibly taking my closet door off the hinges. I don't know. And I think the last thing I'm gonna do is like hang up all my decorations and stuff. I really wanted to get the couch situated and like covered in the fabrics and stuff, because I was honestly like basing a lot of my room off of how the couch looked. So I wanted to get that done, and that took me like 3 hours. I love how it looks. I don't know how practical it is because it's probably gonna get, you know, messed up every single time I sit on it, but it is what it is. It beats a price tag of $500+, so I like it. It's literally all thrifted pillows, all thrifted fabric, thrifted tassels and everything. The couch is just the only thing not thrifted. And I tried really hard to thrift one or get one on Facebook Marketplace or a yard sale, whatever. They're always like a buttload of money, even used, so it's fine. Okay, anyways, I guess there's gonna be another time lapse or something. You'll see. I don't really know what I'm doing. Sorry if this angle kind of sucks, but this is like as tall as I can make my tripod right now, so yeah. Okay, well that took me like 3 hours. I had to stop recording like halfway through because I was just like wasting the space on my SD card. I actually had Ricky come in here and help me determine what should go where, so I have to give him his credit. He helped me come up with this whole layout, so I'm gonna show you what I have so far. This probably isn't the final layout, but I'll explain that as I'm showing you guys. I'm gonna use the 0.5 lens at first to show you because it like shows the whole scope of the room. So I ended up moving my couch over here. All of my fabric and stuff is piled on top of it, so it looks crazy. But then I put a little side table next to the couch, my coffee table, my rug. I'm eventually gonna get like a runner to go here, and then I want to get a round rug. I'm gonna move that, I think, and then get like a big round rug or some type of rug, I don't know. And then I put my wicker shelf in this corner, just because, I mean, without the shelf, it looked very empty and bare. And then I put my ottoman thing here. I'm gonna put pillows and cushions on it, and then once again, cover it in fabric. And I wanted this to be like a lounging area. I don't know if that's staying there, but I wanted like a little side table for whoever's like sitting here, you know? I mean, I guess they could use like that shelf, but I don't know. I kind of like it there, I kind of don't, I'm not really sure. And I put my desk here, caddy corner to the windows, just because I feel like the window setup I have in my room is kind of like, not weird, but I felt like the couch underneath this one, like these two looked weird, and then if I put the couch here, it looked weird because there was just like one window. So I decided that this looked the best. I feel like one of those TikTok people who's constantly like with their hand, you know? Anyways, put my desk here, my chair here. I'm gonna do something fun, like a DIY with my chair, because obviously the yellow is not matching the vibes I want for my room at all. But yeah, desk here. And I put this little wicker folding screen behind it. I'm actually gonna put boxes underneath it so it stands up a little bit higher. And I thought it could be kind of like a little privacy screen moment if I wanna have the windows open while I'm like editing a video or something, and I don't want like so much view on my face, I guess. I don't know. It also just adds like a nice pop of color here since like all of my shades are white. Then next to it, I'm not set on this area. I might get like a tall lamp to put right here, or I'm gonna put this here and then get like a plant, I don't know, and then put a lamp there. I'm kind of just thinking of getting a lamp because I don't really think I could keep a tall plant alive, to be honest, and plants are really expensive, like big ones. But anyways, I have this vintage like TV tray that my mom actually got me from a yard sale a while ago. I've just had it hoarded until I decided to finally do my room. It rolls, it has wheels, and then underneath it, I actually thrifted this in my living room video, I think, or maybe it was my Christmas video, I don't remember, but I think it's like an umbrella holder or a firewood holder or something. Right now I just have some curtains in it, but I'm actually gonna get like a little mini trash can to put in there, and then it's gonna be like my trash can for my room. Because I've realized that having a trash can in here would be very beneficial, because I always like eat at my desk and stuff, and then if I don't want to get up right away, I just have like garbage sitting next to me. So like I could throw like napkins in there and stuff, and it's like in a cute container, and it's hidden underneath this, you know, like I think it's cute. Yeah, and then obviously blank space right there bothers me. I put my clothing rack here, yes. Then my mirror, I did the caddy corner in this corner, and then I put my dresser here. You like my outfit? Yeah, that's the layout. I think once I have like everything hung on my walls and my curtains hung up and everything, I think I'm gonna like it 20 million times more. I think the fact that the walls are so bare is like throwing me off because I'm still like not super in love with it. I don't know. I also think since those things are both white and they're right next to each other, it's bothering me. So I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna put fabric over that, and I'm also gonna like decorate my coffee table area with the 20 million pounds of fabric that I have to choose from. I'm gonna do my little fun DIY with my chair most likely tomorrow, unless I have like a crazy burst of motivation after I finish these two projects. We'll see. It's already like 10 o'clock at night, it's pretty late. I don't really know how well you can see me at this angle, but I'm gonna start with dressing the coffee table. I have quite a few options to choose from. I have this like oatmeal colored crochet square. It's obviously not big enough to cover the whole table, but I thought it could be cool for like layering or something. And I want to add like a bright color on the table, like white or cream. I don't want to put like all burgundies or purple on the table, just because like the rug is red, the couch is red, burgundy, whatever. So I could layer with something with this. I have this like crochet runner. This would also be used for layering. This is long enough lengthwise to cover the table, and I think it'd be cute over something else. I have this, which is actually a pillowcase. It's crocheted. I don't know if I use it for this, I don't know if I should cut the like pillowcase part off and just have like the exposed wood underneath. This isn't quite big enough to cover the whole coffee table though. I thought it might be, but it's not. So maybe I'll actually use this for a pillow. Then I have this gold runner. It's like lace. You can barely see it on camera, but it is gold. It's looking like really light on camera. And I like how this one hangs off the sides. I think it's really pretty. It would also have to be layered with something because it's not wide enough. And it kind of like blends in with the wood a lot. Cute option though. I have this cherub runner placemat thing. Can you tell there's cherubs on it? I originally bought this off eBay with the idea of hanging it on my wall. It's kind of cute there though. Obviously something else needs to go underneath it though. I don't know. That's cute though. I didn't think I would like that, but I do. I have this really pretty light blue one. I think blue would look cute on this table as well. I really want to add more blue tones in here, which is why I'm going to put a blue curtain over my closet because my original inspo has like a lot of cobalt blue. So I think adding just pops of blue here and there is going to look really nice, and I really want to incorporate a lot of blue. Like this little thing is also blue. I think this is a Christmas decoration, honestly. It's like an angel with a star, but I think it's cute. I think it could work in here somewhere. This has nothing to do with the coffee table. I've kind of gone off on a tangent. This is really cute. I don't know. I just know that I want to do like a lot of layers on the coffee table. I really don't think I have like any like base fabric for this though. I've just thrifted and hoarded a ton of either curtains, doilies, or pillowcases. I have 2 of these pillowcases, beautiful pillowcases. I love these things. This might be big enough, but like this is obviously a pillowcase and that just looks stupid. That looks incredibly dumb, so I will not be using that. I have this red fabric, but this is what I was going to use for the ottoman because it's like the biggest piece of fabric I have that isn't lace or white because I don't want that to be white. It needs to be a different color. So my solution is to put fabric over the ottoman. And I like that this is a different tone than the couch. It's like a silky satiny finish. I mean, honestly, I don't have to cover this entirely. I was just wanting to cover it because of the mismatched like wood. I think honestly, instead of the coffee table, I'm gonna do the ottoman first. So let me readjust you a little bit. I feel like it's just gonna be easier to get that out of the way since I literally only have this option to use. I think this is a tablecloth, to be honest. That already looks like 14 million times better just not being white. I do think I'm gonna have to tuck it though because that looks stupid. This is actually way harder than I thought it was gonna be. How am I gonna do this? Honestly, I think that's decent enough. Okay, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. It's a little bit like ruched on the sides, but I don't mind it. It kind of like looks like it's supposed to be like that, so I like how that looks. But it already looks so much better not being that cream white color. Cute. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands because I just touched the floor a ton. And you know I don't like touching the floor. And I'm gonna Lysol the fabric because I had to touch the floor and then touch the fabric. And then I'm gonna put my cushions and pillows on it. Yep. Okay, I think I figured out the perfect pillow situation for now. I'm not mad at this. I think this looks pretty cute. Obviously, all these pillows render this little cushion pretty pointless to sit on, but my company, which is literally just my boyfriend, can simply take the pillows off if they want to sit on it and put the pillows on the couch or somewhere else in the room. It's just for decoration, okay? It looks really cute. Let me get out of the way so you can see the whole thing. Oh, so cute. It looks better than it did before, and that's all that matters, to be honest. I will say that pillow is throwing me off a lot, even more than the zebra print one. That's okay though. Anyways, I'm gonna clean off all the fabric from my couch and then maybe put just like a few things on my coffee table. I don't think I'm actually gonna be able to finish it tonight because I have like no base fabric, like nothing long enough or wide enough to cover it. So I'll probably also be looking for that at the thrift store tomorrow as well. I need to stop buying stuff for my room. I have bought so much stuff, but I want my room to be something that I love and enjoy and want to be in all the time, because it hasn't been that for the past like 8 months I've lived here, and that's my fault. It's like no one else's fault. But I really think it'll help my brain mentally to like have my own space. My girl cave, you know? Okay, I cleaned off all the fabric from the couch and I somewhat styled the coffee table, and I also ended up changing out the pillows. That zebra print one, at first I didn't think it looked out of place, but it looked so stupid. So I put that pillow there for now and kind of like tilted it. And let me bring you closer to the coffee table so you can see what I did. It's not my favorite thing ever. Sorry, I'm just like holding my tripod right now. That's the vibe. I wanted it to kind of look like layered, obviously, but this just looks stupid, honestly. I don't really like it. Let me stop being a hater, oh my god. I do like how it looks from the side. Like, I like how the fabric is hanging over it like that. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll try to find something similar, like a runner that's not as sheer as this gold one, because I do think that'll help like the lace of this placemat pop. I love this doily. That's like my favorite doily ever, the cream one. And then I wanted to add the blue. There's a little bit of blue on that pillow, and then right there. And once again, on my closet door, there will be a blue curtain. Anyways, this is what my little seating area is looking like so far. I am really, really liking it. I feel like it does look a little bit crazy just because the walls are so bare, but I have so much stuff to hang up, and also I'm going to fill up that shelf. I also have a little vintage footstool that I'm going to put here. I just have to clean it. That's either going to slide underneath the coffee table, or I'm going to put it like right here, like diagonal or something. I don't know. It's coming along and I'm getting excited, and I'm glad that I figure out the layout, at least for the most part. I think that's all I'm going to do tonight though. I'm kind of tired and I should probably go to sleep so I can get up at a decent time tomorrow and do all the stuff I have to do. I had fun. I'm happy with how it looks so far. Anyways, I'm gonna go to sleep now. I'll see you tomorrow. You guys, it's the next day. I'm about to go to the thrift stores to look for a tall lamp, something for my coffee table, like a fabric piece, perhaps some throw pillows. I'm also gonna look at the rugs. I never look at the rugs at thrift stores just because it grosses me out a lot, but you can wash them. And a lot of people donate like brand new rugs also. I just need to like get over myself, so I'm gonna look at the rugs. Wasn't there something else that I was telling you guys I needed yesterday? What else was I looking for? I can't remember. Curtains, maybe? Was it curtains? I don't know. Perhaps it'll come to me while I'm in the store. Actually, that might be everything I was looking for. But if I do see something else that I so happen to want, I might just purchase it. I have a good old $20 bill that my boyfriend gave me, so hopefully whatever I do end up finding doesn't cost me any more than $20. So let's head to the first thrift store now. Okay, I just arrived at the first thrift store and it looks like there's a lot of people here, and I think that's because there's a 50% off sale today. So you know what? I probably won't be filming in here, but who knows? Okay, I'm gonna go in. Would you look at that? I did not film in there. It was crazy. I got in there right when they were taking out a ton of new racks, and people were like running, well, speed walking across the store to get to the new racks. But yeah, I didn't film. It was kind of very like a competitive atmosphere in there, I guess you could say. There was quite a few resellers. But when I was checking out, the cashier was like, oh my gosh, your base is so smooth. And I was like, thank you. I like to get compliments on my makeup because I'm like low-key self-conscious about it because I have acne, and I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm the only one who notices like the texture on my face. And I like will analyze my skin and be like, wow, it looks horrible. but that reassured me that literally no one is paying attention to the texture on my face. Anyways, I got some cool stuff at that store. I got one thing that I came in for, which was a pillow. Now I'm at the second thrift store. I'm honestly probably not gonna film in there either. We'll see, but yeah. Back home. I don't really remember when I stopped giving you guys updates. I just know that I was like in the zone and I just stopped filming altogether. But I'm gonna give you the haul of what I got. I did get a few of the things I went thrifting for, but the rest are just things I liked. And I did spend more than $20, but it's fine, okay? Starting off, I got this little maroon doily. I don't have any that look like this, so I thought it was cool, and it was half off of 99 cents. So then I did get a pillow. I got this little green throw pillow that has little flowers embroidered onto it. It's really cute, and I like the size of it. This was only $1, and it looks really clean and like in good condition, and I know I can wash it and it's not gonna fall apart, so that's nice. I did get a few clothing items. I told myself I wasn't gonna look at the clothes, but I just skimmed them and I still ended up finding things. So first up are these little mini shorts that have this hot pink accent detail all along them. I think they're like some fast fashion brand, I don't know, but I liked the silhouette of them and I liked the colors, and I liked that they have the no butt pockets. These were only like $1.30 or something. These next two items are my favorite items of the haul. They are these vintage floral wall hangings. Oh, I'm holding one upside down, hold on. And it looks like the flowers would be like soft, but they're hard. They're like porcelain or something, and they're beautiful. I don't know what the brand of these are. They look like they could be Homeco or Sirocco, but I don't think they're either, because I'm pretty sure this gold base is like stone or something. They're really heavy. These were each $6.99, but it was half off, so not too bad for what they are. Like, I got both of them for a pretty decent price, and they're really pretty, and they're gonna look beautiful on a gallery wall. And I actually ended up finding a brand new pillow form, brand new in the bag and everything. This looks vintage to me, which is funny. I mean, maybe it's early 2000s, I don't know. But this is gonna be perfect because I actually have a pillowcase that I think is this size that I haven't had a pillow to put on, so. And this was only $2.99. What a steal. Goodwill is the store that I did the most damage in. I was there forever, and I had to look through my cart, I think 4 separate times, because I was finding so many things and I could not get all of them. There was these 2 really cute lamps that I wanted to get. They were like this big, and they were kind of like Victorian looking, I guess. Like shabby chic Victorian. I don't really know how to explain it. I should have taken a picture, I didn't. I'm an idiot, I apologize. But I found those. They were each, I think, $4. I literally should have just got them, whatever. And I know if I go back tomorrow, they're gonna be gone because they're really cute. They didn't have lampshades though, that's the only thing, so I'd have to like thrift lampshades for them. So maybe it's a good thing I didn't get them. But yeah, Goodwill is where I did the most damage. That's where I got the pillow form from, was Goodwill. And then next I got this little silver tray. This was actually half off. The half off color for this week is blue. So I got this for $2.50. And I think it's gonna look really pretty on my coffee table. It low-key looks like somebody like punched this, like punched the metal themselves or like embossed it. I don't know. I can't tell because it looks like it's either warped on accident and it's just like messed up, or it's like handmade. But it's really pretty, I like it. Hopefully you can see the details. And then I got this navy blue lace curtain panel. There was 2 of these, but I only need 1, I think. I believe I'm gonna layer it with the other blue curtain that I'm gonna use on my closet door. I actually bought double curtain rods for my windows and my closet door thing, so I think it'll look really pretty with the other curtain. Because they're both sheer, and I don't want you to just be able to see straight into my closet. Like, I want it to be somewhat not see-through, because I mean, I don't keep my closet in like the most pristine condition. So hopefully that works. Next, I'm gonna show you the clothing items I got from Goodwill. First up, I got this little ruched like
bustier style top. It's really pretty. It's by the brand Poetry. I don't think it's vintage. It doesn't look vintage. Well, I know it's not vintage, but it could be like Y2K or something. I don't know. It's so cute. It has like the padded boob cups and then these little buttons down the front, and I love the pattern, and it's gonna fit so well. I love tank tops that are like this structure on me. I feel like they're the most flattering type of tank tops on me specifically. And then I got this really cute checkered dress by the brand Bebop. I think there's like a slight fade on it, but I literally don't care. And I honestly love these two prints together. Like, I really want to cut this into a skirt because I think I'd wear it more as a skirt, and it has like a waistband that I could honestly just cut right there and wear it as a skirt. Anyways, yeah, got those two things. And then last clothing item from Goodwill is this Royal Bones pleated mini skirt with the chain in the front. Then I found some cherub items. Of course. How could I go thrifting and not find a cherub item? I actually found quite a few. First up are these almost like wooden cherub candlestick holders. They look wooden. I don't know what the heck this is. Like, the bottom looks very wood-like, but they don't feel like wood. Oh, they're not wood. One of the cherub's wings are chipped, but like, I don't care. That's not wood. That's some type of stone. So they're painted to look like wood, I guess. Anyways, they're like some of the most beautiful candlestick holders I've ever seen. Like, hello. These are insane. They're so beautiful. And I want to bring more like dark toned things into my room, like for decorations, because I have a lot of, I think, like gold and lighter toned things. So I think these will be perfect for that. They were asking $5 each. Fair price, I'd say, to be honest. Then I went kind of crazy on the picture frames and the prints and stuff. They had like 5 new bins of stuff just like at the end of each aisle that they were like slowly restocking the aisles with, and I was digging through those bins and there was so much good stuff in them, and I had to leave a lot behind. Those 2 lamps, well, one of the lamps was in the bin and then another one was like on the shelf. I found them at separate times, but I was like, oh my god, there's 2. I kind of wish I didn't find both of them because I would have just bought one. But I feel bad buying one of pairs of things. I feel horrible doing that. So I like either buy both of them or I won't buy either, so yeah. Anyways, first I got these little Halloween prints. This says Black Cat Dance, and then it has black cats dancing in a circle around a fire. And then this is Spring Heeled Jack, I think. Oh, Spring Heeled Jack. I had to look up what this was. I didn't know. It's just like a folklore thing about this like person who jumps really high or something like that. I'm pretty sure somebody used these as like Halloween decorations, but honestly, I think I'm gonna use them on my gallery wall in my room, especially this one. I really like this one because this one to me looks less Halloween-y than this. This kind of reminds me of like Nightmare Before Christmas, but I like the frames. I like the old-timey looking prints inside of them. So I got these. They wanted $3 each. Whatever, I paid it. Then I got 2 little cute framed cherub prints. I think I actually have a big picture of this that I'm planning on putting in my room, but having a mini version isn't gonna hurt anybody. I don't think I have this picture. I might actually, I don't know, but they're cute. Like, look at the frames, super beautiful. Gonna look gorgeous on a gallery wall or somewhere in my room. I'm running out of like descriptor words, to be honest. Can you tell? Last little cherub item of the haul is this little print. This feels like such a heavy-duty, well-made picture frame, but then you look at the back and it's one of these like cardboard hanging things, but this is such a nice picture frame. But the print is really pretty. It's a little cherub looking at a butterfly, and then there's like a pond and some type of flower, I don't know. Oh, and then they have a little bow and arrow in their hand. Cute. And of course the gold frame. I love a gold frame. Okay, the last item from Goodwill is honestly, I think one of the craziest pictures slash prints slash frames that I've ever found at Goodwill. I've been looking for this type of art forever, and I've found it a few times, but it's always like not my style and not something I'd like. But I found this and I snatched it up so fast. It's this gorgeous portrait of a horse, and it's cross stitch or needlepoint. I don't exactly know what this is called. Sorry about the reflection, but like, hello. I love horses. I was a big horse girl growing up. I would spend hours like reading about horses and drawing horses. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the channel, but I love horses. I watch edits of horses on TikTok like running free and I literally cry to them. So beautiful, and I'm so excited to put it in my room. And I like how vintage it looks. I'm pretty sure it is vintage. And this is like obviously hand framed, and then it has like the wire hanger. This is so thick too. Like this stitch thing is like poking out the back of the frame. Okay, moving on to the last store. The only thing I ended up getting is this like stained glass little tray. It's really pretty. I like the colors. And I have some black and white accents that I'm gonna be adding to my room. So I thought this would also look cool on my coffee table alongside this. I don't know, maybe that'll look weird. I don't really care. It's gonna go somewhere in my room. I think it's really, really pretty. And it was only $1.50. Anyways, I'm gonna go for tonight. See y'all later.
Hi guys, it's been a few days. I actually ended up doing a lot of work off camera just because I feel like I can't think or do anything when I'm trying to like film it and explain it at the same time. Like my brain just does not work. That's why a lot of this video is probably gonna be like time lapse and like maybe a voiceover. I don't know. But yeah, I did a lot of stuff off camera and I'll show you the things I did later. But for now, I want to work on this ottoman. I think last time you saw it, I had wrapped it in like red fabric and I let it be like that for like 2 or 3 days and I just didn't like it. I didn't like the look of it. I felt like it looked weird and out of place, and the shade of red that it is was just like clashing with everything else too much. So I actually ended up thrifting another fabric that I like way more, and I'll show it to you right now. I thrifted this purple pinstripe like satin tablecloth thing, and now that I'm holding it up next to my couch, I'm realizing how similar of like tones they are, and I don't know if I'm gonna like this one either. On camera they probably look different, but in real life they look very similar. I don't know. I just needed to get rid of that red fabric. It was ugly. It did not fit the space, or it didn't fit the vision I had at least. I also ended up thrifting 2 of these valances with like this cream tassel fringe vibe on it. And I was actually thinking of gluing the tassels on the bottom half of my ottoman to make it look like it has like a skirt, you know, like what I did with my couch. Except with my couch, I didn't glue the tassels on, I just like shoved them underneath the cushions. This ottoman like opens up and has like a little lip, so I'm just gonna cut this part and then just hot glue the fringe onto the lip of the ottoman, and then I'll close the ottoman, and then I was gonna wrap it in this fabric, but now I'm unsure of this fabric. I literally haven't like looked at it next to my couch until right now because I just washed it this morning and brought it in here. And also, like, would white tassels with the purple fabric even make sense? I feel like if I'm gonna do white tassels, I should do like a lighter tone of fabric. I feel like that's like a very stark contrast. I don't know. That looks so similar. Like on camera it doesn't though, but in real life it looks very similar. But there's nothing wrong with them looking similar. Maybe it'll like, you know, make the space more cohesive. But like, I really do not care about cohesiveness, so I don't know. I also thrifted this trim. I'll show it to you. Okay, I thrifted this extremely long piece of trim. It's like a dusty mauvey pink color. I'm wondering if I should, you know, add this as a trim, like on top of the fringe, or on top of these tassels I add this with this fabric, or would that just be like too much? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna use the fabrics I have because I have them, and it is a really nice fabric. So first step to this process is gonna be to cut off the tassel part of this valance. I think I have the world's dullest scissors. Okay, all of the tassels are separated from the fabric. Now I'm gonna go ahead and open this and see what I can do. Okay, hopefully this angle works out fine, but I'm just gonna open this. This ottoman actually has legs to it, but I only have 3 of them, so they're just in there. So I was thinking of gluing the tassels to this part up here. Oh, that's like the perfect length. I'm actually just gonna use this part as a guide. You can't even see. There's like a seam right here. I'm just gonna like use that as my guide to make sure that the tassels aren't like insanely uneven when I put them on here. I literally just put that straight on my fingernail. Okay, let's close this and see what it looks like. Wow, that looks really good, you guys. I added some extra fringe on this corner, as you saw, just because it was looking very bare. That's cute. And I like that I didn't put the purple fabric down there, because if the purple fabric was underneath the tassels, it would probably look weird. So I'm glad I left this white leather. Now it's time to wrap the seat part in our fabric. I'm still debating on whether or not I want to add this trim right here, but I'm gonna wrap the seat part first and then I'll decide if I'm gonna do that or not. Okay, this fabric is massive, which is good because I can use it for other projects. So I'm gonna cut a piece out that is just a little bit bigger than the area of this. I'm not gonna measure it or anything, I'm just literally gonna wing it. I'm gonna use the little stripes as a guideline. Perhaps I should have bought scissors, because these suck. Okay, I cut out the fabric and laid it across the top of the ottoman. And basically I'm just gonna glue it up underneath here. And I think I'm gonna use like one of these stripes as my guideline just to make sure it is at least somewhat straight, you know? I'm gonna start in the middle. I don't know if I should, but that's what I'm gonna do. Okay guys, I finished the ottoman. I think I did a pretty good job considering this was just done with fabric and hot glue. The back kind of looks crazy because it's the back and no one's gonna see it, so it's fine. But now is the time to decide if I want to put trim on this. What do we think? Ooh, I think that's kind of cute actually. Gosh, my acne. I think just for the fun of it, I'm gonna add the trim. I'm just gonna use this like extra flap right here to glue onto this fringe like that. Fine.
Hi guys, I'm behind the camera, but here is my finished little ottoman. I ended up doing 2 lines of the pink trim because, well, originally I did the 1 line and there was actually a gap in between the seat and like the base and it looked weird, so I just put 2 and it looks good like that. I didn't do it on the side because my legs were hurting real bad. I had to be in like the weirdest crouching position and I just was like, whatever, literally no one's gonna see the side of it anyways. But I went ahead and decorated it with pillows. That's how that's looking. I really like this little green one with the pink flowers on it. And this looks way better than the red one. And it being this way allows me to still be able to open it and use it for storage, because the way I had it with the red covering on it made it like impossible to open unless I wanted to take the covering off completely, and that's annoying, you know? So now it's like a fully functional ottoman. And I think it looks really nice. Okay, you can see me now. It's actually been quite a few hours since I talked to you guys last. I changed my clothes, whatever. But this thing took me like 3 hours to complete. I didn't think it was gonna take me that long, and now I'm kind of nervous to see how long it's gonna take to reupholster my desk chair, which is actually the next project I'm gonna be doing with you guys. But I obviously wanted to show you my completed ottoman. But yeah, now I'm gonna do the same thing basically to my desk chair. I'm just gonna use different fabrics. My idea for my chair is to make it into like a slipper chair type of vibe. I'll put inspo pics on the screen if you don't know what a slipper chair is. That's kind of what I'm going for. So let me show you my desk chair and explain to you why I want to reupholster it. I mean, it'll be pretty obvious when you see what it looks like, why I'm covering it up, but yeah. Here is my desk chair, and as you can see, it is yellow, and that does not match the vibe I want for this room. It doesn't match one bit. So instead of buying a whole new chair, I thought I should at least first try to repurpose this one just so I can save some money and honestly like make something that I actually really like, you know? So I did some browsing on Pinterest and TikTok and just typed in DIY slipper chair, and honestly did not find like any tutorials. I just found pictures. So I'm like winging this entire thing. I'm just going off of what I've seen on pictures and just like the structure of a slipper chair, and I'm gonna try to make this little rolly office chair into a slipper-esque chair. So for that, I thrifted this black curtain. It's just a single panel curtain and it's opaque and it has this really pretty like embossing on it. It's like floral embossing. I like how this fabric is like matte. It has like no shine or sheen to it. Like the purple one that I used for the ottoman, it has like a slight shine to it. I feel like that would look weird on a desk chair. I don't know. To me personally, it would look odd. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna be able to like explain this on camera. I might just have to like do a time lapse because I don't even know what I'm doing. So far, the idea that I had to just like lay the fabric over it lengthwise isn't gonna work because the curtain isn't wide enough to wrap around the whole back. I might have to take these apart, honestly, and do each piece separately, which I really did not want to do, but I might have to do that. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Okay, well I got the bottom all glued down. Now I'm hoping that when I flip this thing over, I have enough to drape down the front. I'm gonna have to like do a series of folding, I think, or at least one fold on each corner. This is like wrapping presents. It's so many days later, but I finished my chair project, so I'm gonna show you the final results of it. Here is the front view of it. It doesn't look too bad from far away, but if you get closer, you can see the seam where I like tried to fold the fabric and make it look nice. It only looks like that in the front, which I don't really care because you're not going to be seeing the front of the chair. You're going to see the back of the chair. So yeah. Okay, I know there's these weird flaps on the side. Just hold on. I used a valance, like a curtain valance, as like the slipper part of the chair. And I basically just like glued that on the bottom half of it and did this trim. And then there's the side view of it. And then it looks like that on the other side. And I left it like open in the front because, well, one, I didn't have enough fabric to do the whole thing. And two, I didn't want my like feet constantly like touching the fabric and getting it all dirty and stuff, you know? So yeah. See, this is kind of like messed up. I didn't wrap this as tightly as I could, but I literally don't care. I'm planning on eventually just like replacing the chair, but until then I'm gonna use it and I wanted to make it look cute. So that's what it looks like. I'm gonna like push it into my desk and then show you guys what it looks like with my desk. So hold on. See, that's what it looks like pushed into my desk. I know it kind of looks stupid, but I literally don't care. This took me so long, and I like the stripes and I like all the mixing of the patterns and stuff. So that's my desk chair DIY all complete. Okay, I've switched to my professional camera. Don't mind the floor, it's kind of cluttered, but here's like an overview of everything I've done in my room so far. It's like messy, not everything's in its place yet, but that's fine. I wanted to show you that I put up some curtains. I didn't show this process because I hate putting up curtain rods. It's so extremely hard. It took me literally forever and I don't do it right. So I'm like embarrassed to show myself doing it because I don't want somebody in the comments being like, that's not how you do it, because I know, but I'm working with what I have. I don't have a drill. So I use literally a hammer and a screwdriver, but I put up these double curtain rods. So I put these really pretty lace panels on the back curtain rod. And then on the front rod, I put these vintage curtains that I thrifted a while ago. I'm pretty sure I showed them in my everything I thrifted from my room video, but they have the attached valance with the fringe. I really like them. They're just really pretty. Like, look at that pattern. They're very like 70s looking to me. They have like bows and the florals. So yeah, that's what's going on both of these windows. And then for this window, I did multicolored single panels just going across, and they're all sheer. And this is just a single curtain rod because I didn't have any more double curtain rods. But I feel like it works better this way anyways, because this window actually sits like a bit higher than these two windows on this side. And I feel like it would have looked weird if I had like the same window treatment on this window, but the window was like higher. It would have just looked weird, and it would have looked like I hung the curtain rods extremely unevenly. So I feel like this looks better, and I wanted to bring some blues onto this side because there's just like a lot of maroon going on, and I think I mentioned I want some blues as well. So I did that. It looks really pretty though. Like when I open my blinds and the sun's shining through, it's very beautiful. I have this like little screen divider thing in front of the curtains because there's just this empty space right here. This used to be behind my TV. I moved it in here. And then I ended up hanging this very long tapestry above the ottoman. It's kind of like centered with it. And then I added a double curtain rod to the top of the tapestry with a lace like split panel curtain down the sides, which I nailed to like hang open like that. And then I added this very subtle pinstripe valance to the front of it. So yeah, that's this situation. It goes all the way down to like the top of the ottoman and all the way up to basically the top of the curtain rods. I love this thing. It's so pretty. Moving on this way, we have my couch, which I actually ended up putting a different piece of fabric on top of. Well, there's still the original like maroon fabric. I just added this rose print one that I got at the thrift store a few days ago because I really liked this fabric. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, I don't know. I've kind of just left it on there though because it took so long to put it on. And also, this fabric was sewn together. There was two panels sewn together, so you can see the seam line. But I feel like that kind of looks like it's like cushions meeting almost, even though it's not even in the middle. Maybe I'm just coping, I don't know. I do really like the pattern of it though, and I really like the mixing of the pattern of my little throw blanket on top. So it's gonna stay like that for now, okay? I added this new pillow to the couch as well. I thrifted this beautiful heart-shaped pillowcase. It's this very pretty like emerald green, like dark teal color. Somebody handmade it and it's not a perfect heart shape as you can see. But I only was able to thrift the pillowcase. I couldn't find like the custom heart-shaped insert. So I ended up like scouring the thrift store just looking for a random heart-shaped pillow, and I couldn't find one. So I brought this home and I ended up cutting open another pillow that I had that I like could not find a pillowcase small enough for. So I just cut that pillow open and stuffed it with the cotton or stuffing that was in that pillow, and I have it safety pinned shut. So it's kind of, you know, wacky looking, but that's okay. It sits very beautifully in the middle of my couch, and I think it just completes the look. My boyfriend was like, you have so many pillows on your couch, like how are you even gonna sit on it? But I just told him, you literally just take them off and like set them up here, you know? There's like this giant ledge to put a ton of pillows, like just put them up there, or you could put them in these little shelves. Like, I don't know. I love pillows. I don't know if it was obvious, but I love pillows. I also thrifted this pillow the same day that I thrifted the heart-shaped one. This is a beautiful tapestry pillow. Well, I thrifted the pillowcase, and then I used a pillow that I already had and just shoved it in there, you know? It's actually way too big for this case, but it's fine. Look at that. There's like a little lady and a man talking by a creek or a river or something. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put this yet, but it's really, really pretty. Okay, moving on from the couch area, we have my closet, which I ended up taking the door off of. I think I mentioned in the beginning that that's something I wanted to do. I didn't record the process because I literally just unscrewed the door from the wall. But the reason I did that is because I didn't like that there was two white doors next to each other and then a white dresser right here. It was just like way too much white going on. So this is my solution, and I like it so much more like this. So this is another double curtain rod that I actually just nailed into the door frame. So this is wood, and it's a very sturdy curtain rod. It's probably the most sturdy one I put up. So on the back curtain rod, I have this velvet black and tan floral single panel curtain. This is a blackout curtain, and I think it's also like an insulated one or something. Like it's meant to keep warmth in the winter. It goes all the way down to the floor. I actually thrifted two of these panels, but I knew I didn't want to use them on my windows because I didn't want blackout curtains on my windows because I want to have like natural light, you know? So I figured it'd be good to put over my closet openings so you can't see into the closet, because my closet is not like aesthetic, you know? So I wanted it to be hidden. And then on the front curtain rod, I actually have the valance and then the little sheer panel that was behind the main curtain panel, if that makes sense. I did try this little setup on that window, and it casted like a really pretty pink light in here when my blinds were open, but it was kind of like hurting my eyes a lot. But I still wanted it to be displayed in here somehow, so I just figured I would put it like layered with this one, and I think it looks really nice. I draped it to the side because I still wanted this one to show, obviously. So that's actually just like nailed into the wall and like tied with a piece of yarn, but I think it looks really nice. And I love this valance. It's this red and like silvery pinkish color, and the fringe actually matches the fringe that is on these curtains. So it kind of looks like very uniform, but in like a crazy way, you know? I also changed the layout. I don't even know if I mentioned that. I think you guys have seen it, but I changed the layout. Like the desk isn't catty corner, it's like up against the windows. My clothing rack's there, I have that going on. I also got this little 3-foot round rug from Kohl's. Well, my boyfriend bought it for me. He bought this one and two other ones. Kohl's was having like literally the most insane sale ever. So I got 3 rugs for $70. And my boyfriend so kindly offered to pay for them because, I don't know, man, he just loves me like that. So there's one of them. And then the other 2 I'll show later on in the video. But I wasn't having luck being able to thrift a rug or find one at an estate sale or yard sale. I just wasn't, but that's fine. I think that's all I have to show you guys for now. I'm gonna try really hard to film more of the process of putting the room together. Like, I'm for sure gonna show me hanging stuff up and like doing my gallery walls and stuff. And I think I have a few more DIYs I wanna do. Yeah, I think that's all that I have to show you for now. So I'll see you whenever I start filming again. Okay, here's my lampshade all complete. Don't mind all this like white stuff. It still has like hot glue residue stuck on it. But I put it on this base. It's like a very tall base with like this floral painting on the bottom. I just think it looks the best on this lamp base. I didn't have enough trim to cover the whole like thing, so that's just gonna face the back, you know? And I did like the double ruffle on the bottom. I like it. I like how it looks. It matches my desk chair, so yeah. Okay, don't mind the clutter on my dresser. Here is one of the lamps I ended up finishing tonight. It looks very funny. My boyfriend says it looks like a lamp wearing a wig, but I wanted to use this fringe tassel in some way, and I didn't have enough to use on any of my bigger lampshades. I didn't even have enough to cover this whole one. There's like a gap back there. See, like, but that's fine. I think it looks cool. It's just like funny looking, but whatever. This is actually a candlestick holder, the base that it's on. And there's a candle, and then it's like sitting on top of the candle. The candle's wrapped in some fabric because it was too like thin for the lampshade to like actually grip onto it, if that makes sense. So that's kind of just for looks. Like obviously I'm not gonna light the candle. This is just gonna be for looks, but I like the colors together. Like I was thinking about spray painting this, but I really like this like seafoam green color with the cream and like this tannish yellowish color. I think it looks nice. Hi guys, it's a few days later. I'm back to continue with my room transformation. Last night, I gathered up all my wall decor and I cleaned all of it, and I like shined all the wood items that I have. It's a lot. There's this, I have all this, everything on this table, everything on my dresser, plus a few more things. I have a lot of stuff that I want to hang in here. I want the walls to be like completely covered. I don't want any empty spaces. That's just the look I'm going for. But before I hang everything up on the walls, I kind of want to try to DIY something that I saw on Pinterest to go either above this like wicker shelf or rattan, whatever you want to call that. It's either going to go above that, or I want to put it in this corner, like focus above my clothing rack. I'll show you like some inspo pics of the thing I'm talking about. It's like a hanging canopy type thing. I just think it'll look nice up in one of these corners, you know, with like fabric draping down. And I have quite a few pieces of lace fabric. Well, not pieces, they're like really big tablecloths or something, and I don't really know what to do with them. So instead of just not using them, I figured I could make like a canopy thing with them. Do you see my veins? Ew. Do you guys like my shirt? I thrifted it. It's by the brand Delia's, and there's little whales on it. See? How cute. Anyways, I'd figured I would film myself trying to DIY this canopy thing, so that's what we're gonna start with, and then I'll get on with hanging the decorations and stuff. So I'm not following a tutorial for this. I'm kind of just like going off of the pictures I've seen. So I'm not like exactly sure everything that I'm like supposed to use, but what I'm just gonna use are things that I already had laying around the house. First thing are these string of beads that I actually got off of a chandelier that my mom thrifted me that is gonna go in this room. You'll see it later. But it was like strung with beads on each little like arm of the chandelier. I don't know. But they kind of got like super messed up and they're all tangled, so I just decided to cut them all off. And the beads are actually strung on little thin pieces of wire. And originally I was just gonna use the wire, but I noticed that these are much more sturdy with the beads on. And something that I've seen in these canopies is that it looks like there's like a wooden hoop or some type of like sturdy hoop that the fabric kind of drapes over. So I'm hoping that a few strings of these beads like put together will be sturdy enough, you know? And then it looks like there's just strings attached around the hoop that connect to a point at the top, and then you hook that point onto a ceiling hook. So for the string, I'm either just gonna use yarn that I have or like sewing thread, I don't know. But for now, I'm gonna work on making the hoop of this thing. So thankfully, these little beads have like a little hoop at the end of each side. So I'm basically just gonna connect each of these hoops together. Okay, I connected all the beads together and I went with this size. Obviously this is not a circle at all. It's very flimsy, it's not sturdy. And I don't really know how I'm gonna get it to be a circle. I was kind of hoping that once I attach the strings that it hangs from, that maybe that'll like keep its shape a little bit, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna go ahead and
attach the strings. Okay, I just went and looked through my sewing supplies and craft supplies and I found some black embroidery thread. So I'm just gonna cut out like 4 pieces that are the same length and attach them to my very misshapen hoop. Okay, honestly, this isn't working very well. I attached each string to like the connection point and it did this, which I should have known. I don't know why I was thinking it would stay in a circle. Okay, I looked a little bit harder and I actually managed to find one metal hanger, and I also found this hoop that's actually from an old lamp that is broken that I still have, but this is way too small for what I'm going for, so maybe I'll make a miniature one as well, I don't know. So I'm hoping that this singular hanger will be enough to make a big enough hoop. Okay, I got it disconnected. Now I'm gonna have to like straighten all of these like 90-degree angles out and all this like twisty bit that it has going on. Okay, I went ahead and connected each end of the hanger together. That took literally forever. Then I attached 4 pieces of string, as you can see. This hanger was like literally impossible to get into a perfect circle, so it's kind of wacky looking, but that's fine. So I think I'm just gonna like try to drape some fabric over this and like hold it up to my ceiling where I want to put it, you know, and go from there, I guess. Okay, I skipped a few steps and I didn't show you guys what I did, but here's my DIY canopy hung up. To be honest, I just keep thinking it looks like a ghost, like one of the ghosts that is just like a sheet draped over someone's head, you know? But I think I could layer more fabric on it to make it look a little bit less like that. And I don't really like the fact that this is like white and then the shelf is white. I feel like there's not enough contrast. I don't think it looks bad. I know from your guys' perspective it probably looks really stupid, but IRL it doesn't look that bad. I'm gonna try one thing though. I have this vintage crochet like shawl thing. I thought maybe I could add this over the top to like kind of break up all the white going on. And I don't have a ladder, so I'm just standing on my furniture. How does that look? I don't know. Wow, in the viewfinder it kind of looks like scary. I don't know. I think I need to use a different color fabric. It's giving too much ghost vibes and it looks odd. I'm back. It's actually the next day, but I did a lot of work in here this morning, so I wanted to show you what I've done. I fixed my canopy. It looks way better like this. Instead of like getting the middle point of that fabric, I just like draped it long ways, if that makes sense, and now it kind of looks like my original inspo. Like it kind of has that thing at the top that the original inspo pic has. I don't know. And I like that the fabric drapes down the sides, like all the way down. It looks nice. I layered this fabric over the top. Let me zoom it in, hold up. You're like 4,000 miles away. Okay, I think the camera's crooked now, but whatever. Anyways, as I was saying, I added this fabric over the top of the lace fabric. See? Just to add some color and pattern. I think it looks good. And I'm sure you can see these little things poking out of the sides, so let me show you what I did with those. So to the right of my shelf and above my couch, I added these 4 chinoiserie panels, I think is what it's called. At least that's the style of them. Chinoiserie or chinoiserie or something. I'll put the name on the screen. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But I thrifted this set of 4 for $17.50, which is like literally an insane price for what these are. I'll show you a close-up in a little bit, but each of these pictures, like the flowers and the vases, is basically like a mosaic made out of stone. So all of this is stone, like different stones. And they're set on a gold background and this like glossy black frame. And they have this really pretty hanging accent on the top. They're so beautiful, and I've always wanted something like this because my grandma has stuff similar to this and I've always loved it. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, I want something like that. They're literally beautiful, and I thrifted them. And I hate the way thrift stores like put price tags like directly on art or like on already chipping wood. It's like, hello, can you not do that? So they had these things taped together with masking tape. So like the tape kind of peeled the paint off of the frame, but it is what it is. I didn't like touch them up or anything. I just left them how they were because they're gorgeous with chipped paint or no chipped paint, so whatever. Anyways, I also added this huge cast iron fan that I also thrifted, I think like a month ago or something like that. It's been a while. And I thrifted this thing for $7. I looked it up. I was trying to find some information about it because I'm like, this thing has to be worth something. First of all, it's like 30 pounds or something. This thing is so heavy. I was kind of really scared to hang it up, but I hung it with anchors and screws, and there's two things hanging it up, so I think it's fine. But yeah, I couldn't really find any information on it. There's some like brands that make something similar, but they're not the same. I thought maybe it was like a broken fireplace screen, but there's no like attachments or anything on the back, so I think it's just a crazy cool fan. So I added that kind of like coming out of the corner. I really like the details on this. It has like gilded gold paint, I guess you could call it. It's really pretty. But yeah, I hung all that this morning. I didn't film myself doing it because it took literally forever, mainly because of the fan. Originally, I had the fan hung in the center of the couch. It just didn't look right, and I really wanted these panels to be like a focal point of my room. So I decided to take the fan off the wall, re-hang everything. There's about 15 holes behind these panels, but they're covered, so who cares? It probably wouldn't have taken me so long to hang these up if I had a drill, but I don't have a drill. So I did all this with a hammer and a screwdriver. And just like with the curtain rods, I'm almost positive I did it wrong, but I'm working with what I have, and I'm not about to go buy a drill, so it's okay. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next thing I worked on this morning. Actually, that's a lie. I worked on this last night at like 1 in the morning, but I wanted to add some type of like fabric or drapery up in this corner above my clothing rack. So I retrofitted a makeshift curtain rod. It's not perfect, obviously. I think it's like kind of bowing in the middle. And then I had these little ceiling hooks that I just screwed into the ceiling and hung the rod onto. And this piece of fabric actually isn't a curtain. It's just a tablecloth, but one of the end seams has like a tiny little loop like where the hem is, and I was able to fit those rods through that hole, so I just used it as a curtain. And I cut it down the middle so I could kind of like move the fabric more freely and kind of like drape it nicely over the sides of the clothing rack. And kind of to hide that cut, I added this pink like sash in the middle, which is just a curtain that I like bunched up and draped over the makeshift curtain rod. So now I have like a little canopy thing over my clothing rack, and it looks way more aesthetically pleasing in my opinion. And there's not like an empty space at the top, you know. I really like it, you guys. I think I low-key killed it with that one. Over my dresser area, I draped this floral fabric, which was on my couch. I know I was telling you guys I don't know if I was gonna keep it. I obviously didn't keep it on my couch. I put it up here. It was just like way too much going on. It was looking crazy. And I sat with it for like 2 days, and I was like, wow, this looks horrible. I don't like it. But I knew I wanted to keep the fabric in here somewhere, and I think this is the perfect spot for it. And I plan on putting a mirror in the middle of my dresser, because like this corner, like my clothing rack and my dresser, is gonna be like my closet area, dressing room area, and then like across from it's like my desk and my seating area. So like I'm gonna have a mirror so I can like look at myself, you know. Yeah, that's what I've done so far. I look so bad, probably in this entire video. Why is it focusing like on the ceiling? I don't know why the exposure looks crazy too. I have it very low and I look like a piece of paper. There's a lot more stuff I need to hang up, like so much. I know it's gonna take me the entire day. But once I hit like a routine and I get things going, I hit like a flow state, and then it's like just like comes all natural to me, but it takes a while to get into that flow state. So that's kind of why I haven't been like filming the whole process, because it's just me staring at my wall for 4 hours. I can't film that, because then I would waste all the space on my camera. Not gonna lie, I forgot to charge my camera battery last night, and my camera's gonna die very soon. So I think perhaps while I let my camera battery charge, I'm gonna hang a few more things. I'll tell you what I'm planning on doing. I think I'm gonna hang the mirror here, and then I have 2 cherubs that I think might look cute, like at the top where this point is. And then I might try to hang this shelf. This is a heart shelf. You can't tell because there's stuff on it, but this is a heart shelf. I might hang that somewhere, and I might hang these butterflies somewhere. I don't know. Don't worry though, I promise I will show some process of me hanging something, okay? I forgot to charge my camera. It's actually like 5 hours later, but that's okay. I haven't gotten very far with hanging stuff up on the walls,
I'm running into like a mental block. I did hang up my mirror and the cherubs over here. There it is. I'm gonna zoom it in. Hold on. So I did that. This is a gold mirror that I thrifted. I actually thrifted it in one of my vlogs, I think. And I also thrifted all the cherubs. Yeah, I don't really know what else to put around this thing, if I'm being honest. But yeah, that's all I've gotten done on this wall. This honestly took me like 10 minutes, maybe. It did not take me that long. Anyways, during the 5 hours that I was trying to figure out what to do in here and also eating and taking a shower and doing other random garbage, I ended up spray painting a few things. I spray painted one of my wooden shelves that I have because I have like 17 of these and they're all wooden, and I wanted one that didn't just look like plain wood, you know? So I actually spray painted this one with this red glossy paint. I wanted to add some pops of like bright red in here, so I did that. And I spray painted 2 of my sconces. These used to be gold, but I spray painted them this glossy black. I showed these in my last video. I got them each for $1 at some like random flea market that I happened upon one day. And I think they look super cool, and I'm just now seeing I missed so many spots. I'm not gonna lie, I don't care that much. I'm not gonna spray paint them again. I think I know where I'm gonna put these though. I think I'm gonna put these on each side of the panels. I don't think that's centered. I think it needs to be lowered a little bit more. Yeah. I think that looks good. Centered enough. And by centered, I mean centered with this panel, you know? I put it too high. Just a teensy bit lower. I think it's even enough. I'll unwrap these eventually. This is just a rough draft of things at the moment. I think when I was making my little canopy thing, I mentioned that I have a chandelier that I want to hang in here. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and hang that next because I have a pretty solid idea of where I want it to go. I want it to go in this corner of my ceiling, kind of like hanging above the little room divider in my desk area. I have these like heavy duty hooks, so I'm hoping they work. I think they were advertised to hold like 30 pounds or something like that. My chandelier is not 30 pounds. It's probably like 10 to 15 pounds. It's not that heavy. Okay, here's the chandelier in question. My mom thrifted me this a while ago, and it's just been sitting in my storage room waiting to be put in my room. Okay, I'm pulling on it quite hard and it seems stable. I'm scared. Does that look sideways? It looks kind of funny because it's so like bare right now, but I actually have little lampshades that I'm going to put on each of those little faux candlesticks. Here's what the lampshades look like. They're this gorgeous orange color with this lighter orange trim, and then they have this really pretty like paisley-ish design. What was that? Why did it do that? My heart. What in the world was that? Oh, the little link thing fell. Holy cow. I thought it was about to fall out of the ceiling. How's it looking, you guys? Do you like it? I feel like it needs something like hanging down from the bottom. My air conditioner just turned on. I apologize for the noise. But I added 5 of the little strings of beads. It's kind of giving jellyfish a little bit, but I don't hate it. I actually quite like it. Whatever. I almost forgot that I have 3 of these vintage oval frames that my mom got me for Christmas. So I think what I'm going to do with these is probably hang them in a cluster on my wall, maybe. But I'm going to put some of these postcards in the frames. I thrifted these postcards, you might remember from one of my previous videos. But they're pre-Raphaelite postcards. There's all the different designs. I'll show you which ones I'm planning on using. I chose this lady. There's the name of the painting and then the artist, I believe. Sorry, there's black spray paint on my hand. That's what all that is. And the next one I chose is Helen of Troy by Evelyn de Morgan. I love this one. It's so pretty. Look at her hair, in case you want to see the name for yourself. And then lastly, I'm choosing this one. I think this is my favorite. This is Isabella and the Pot of Basil from 1867. By William Holman Hunt. Hopefully that's basil and not basil. I don't know. It's one of the two. I'm gonna try to fit these in the oval frames. I don't really want to cut them, but I'm probably gonna have to. I'm just lazy, you know? Cute! I'm gonna use this as the stencil to cut out these two, and then I'm gonna frame them all off camera, and I'll come back and show you what they all look like together. Okay guys, here's what the frames look like all together. Ooh. This one is so pretty. I kind of cut her hand off on the top, but I had to do what I had to do. I'm glad I remembered that I had these because these are gonna look gorgeous somewhere in here. I also have these 2 little rectangular frames. I think I'm gonna save this for something else, but I'm gonna try to put another one of the note cards in this one. There's like landscape style note cards, so I'm gonna pick from one of those. Honestly, it's between this one and this one. I think I'm gonna go with this one because I really like the colors of it. This is, I'm not even gonna attempt to say that. Take a gander at the artwork name. BRB. Okay, all done. This one's really pretty. I had to cut like a whole person off though because the frame is so small, but it still looks gorgeous.
Well, this is what I have so far. I am not gonna finish filming the rest of the process just because it's gonna take me forever. But when I'm done with it, I'll come back and show you the finished product, as well as the finished product from the wall that I did yesterday. I meant to film me doing a majority of that wall, but my camera died, and it takes like 3.5 hours to charge. So I just went ahead and finished that wall. But after I finish this wall, I'll have 2 more walls to do, and then my room will almost be finished. It's the next day. I finished a majority of this wall yesterday after I told you guys that I was gonna do it off camera. But before I show you the reveal, I wanna finish this little part up with you. Originally, I wasn't gonna put anything right here because like my door is right there, and when it opens, it covers that area, you know? But it looks dumb when the door's closed, you know? It's just like, bam, nothing there. So since I have so much stuff left, I figured why not? I'll just put some stuff behind my door. I was thinking of putting either a piece of lace fabric kind of like draped in this corner, and then I have like a little coat rack and then like a big piece of art right here. Or instead of lace fabric, I could use the floral one that was originally up there. I think I'm gonna start with the coat rack though, just so I have kind of like a guide of where I should drape the fabric, you know? Here's the gorgeous coat rack that I'm going to be hanging up. It has a little heart cut out, and then I don't know what these are, but more cutouts. I got this from an estate sale quite a while ago. I'm thinking of putting it right about here. I'm planning on hanging like my scarves and my belts on this, so I think this height is good. So I have to go find some really long screws to screw this into the wall with. Oh wow, that looks pretty dang straight to me. But now it's time to put a piece of artwork up here. I could do this big cherub print and then basically just have the draped fabric be like the rest of the interest on the wall, you know? And then maybe I can find something small to put in this little spot. I think that looks good. Yeah. I need to find something for this empty spot, because that's gonna bother me if it's just left open like that. I have this little heart sconce. This is kind of like the only thing that I have that's skinny enough to put right there. Okay, now it's time to put the piece of fabric up. So, I have this long lace tablecloth. She's very pretty. I really like the pattern on it. Or I have that floral fabric. Or I could use this black crochet like shawl thing. Or I could use this red fabric that I originally had on my ottoman. I just watched back some footage from earlier and it looks like I have a bald spot right here, but I don't. My hair is just parted weird. It's not styled, so ignore it please. But I didn't go with the red fabric, I went with this lace one, and I don't know. I don't really know if I like it or not. It looks like decent, and I think I'm just gonna leave it for now because I don't really know what else to put up there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and hang my belts and scarves on the hooks though. I have a lot of scarves, like this whole bin is full of scarves, and I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to fit all of them on the hooks, so I'm just gonna like pick my favorite and display those ones. I ended up being able to fit all my belts on one hook, so the belts are right here. Surprisingly, I was able to fit almost all of my scarves. I think there's maybe like 8 left that are just in that bin still. So that's what that looks like. I thought that like it would ruin the vibes, but since I have my clothes on the other side of my dresser, it kind of like balances it out, you know? There's like things here that aren't decorations and then things there that aren't decorations, you know, like functionality things. I think it looks good. Now I'm gonna show you what this completed wall looks like, as well as the first one I did. Okay, I'm gonna do the wall above my couch first. Here's what it's looking like. I love it. It's so cluttered and beautiful looking. There's the top left corner. I think I'm gonna get something else to put right there. I just don't have anything small enough right now. But I like all the cherubs, you know. My fan, of course. This cherub that I spray painted red. It looks kind of funny, whatever. Little wall shelf, sconce, the panels. I think I'm gonna add something underneath the panels because there's like an awkward space between my couch and the panels. I put these a little bit too high, but that's okay. There's what that's looking like. I put my little needlepoint horse up there. This is actually like a shelf, but I've seen a lot of pictures on Pinterest where they just push them up against the ceiling, and I think it looks really good. So that's what I did with that cherub one. Little Homeco bird that my mom got me. Cherub prints. This green thing is a frame that had like a piece of glass in it with like flowers on it, but I took the glass out and then I put that wooden heart in the frame. So it's like a 3D effect. It looks really cool, I like it. My little heart shelf. I'm gonna decorate the top of this, it's just not decorated yet. I do have that little guy right there though. This is probably one of my favorite prints that I own. I thrifted it. It's a stocking ad. Sorry about the glare, but it says Blue Moon silk stockings, and she's really pretty, and I like that the frame is silver. It kind of like mixes up all the gold, you know, like breaks it up. And then this is the section of the wall I did with you guys. That's what that's looking like. I am gonna add something right here. I thought the lamp would like cover it for the most part, but when you're like on this side of my room, you can definitely tell that like it's an empty spot. So I'm gonna find something to put there, but I really like how it turned out. I added my little bear that my mom got me to this shelf. I ended up dropping her and she cracked, but thankfully like it stayed connected up where her eyelashes are, so this kind of was just like flopping off. But I put a command strip on the back of the crack to like hold it together because I don't have like super glue or anything, and I think it worked out well. There's like barely any gaps. It's like jam-packed just how I wanted it to look. I might put something up there as well. I'm not sure yet. Anyways, moving on to this wall. Wow, don't mind my messy dresser. That's what that wall looks like, and this looks so much better than our starting point, right? Like way better. Let me show you the details. Obviously you guys saw this part already. I put some more of those Art Nouveau prints in this wooden frame I got from a estate sale. Once again, sorry about the glare. I added this little plaque by my light switch. Another print that I added in a picture frame. An ornament that my mom got me. It's a cherub. These little plaques. This cherub wall shelf with this beautiful painting. This is velvet and somebody like painted onto the velvet. I love this painting. And we got my angels over the earth picture. All the little cherubs. One of my faux wicker fans. And you guys saw me hang up this beautiful mirror. Just look at all the details on it. It's so pretty. I'm so glad I decided to do like a mirror wall over here. My little heart sconce. And up here you got a cherub print, a little cherub thing I got in an estate sale, an angel picture my mom got me, and it's actually in a cherub picture frame. Another print that I put in that photo frame. And then that's a Homeco bird print, I think. Little cherub that my mom got me. One of my golden fans I got from an estate sale, and then the other two cherubs that go to that one. Then we have my other mirror. This was originally in my living room. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was in my living room. I obviously removed it, and now it's in here. And then I have my mirrored sconces. Yes, and then down here I added another little heart accent detail. This is like a wire little heart basket, but I like that there's a heart down here, and then there's also a heart on this side as well. Those are the two walls completed. I absolutely am in love. I have some ideas of what I'm gonna do up here. We'll get to that in a little bit. But oh my gosh, they're literally beautiful and like better than I could have ever imagined. Let's move on to this little wall. Okay, for this section of my room, I kind of wanted to make it like a mini vanity area. So I have like this nightstand thing right here, and I have my mirror and stuff. And I was thinking of like putting a little mirror right here and just some storage and shelves and stuff. And then up here, I'm gonna put pictures and everything. I did hang this shelf, but I think I'm gonna move it because I'm not a fan of the placement. I also have to clean off the top of this. There's like 20,000 decorations on top of it. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for with this. And I have like a little seat thing that I'm gonna put like right in front of the mirror so I can sit down and do whatever. I probably won't do my makeup here, but like I'm gonna pretend like it's where I would do my makeup, you know? I do my makeup in my bathroom because that's just how I do it. I don't know if I'm gonna start with decorating up there or like right here. But I'm gonna brainstorm for a bit and I'll come back once I have somewhat of an idea. So yeah. Okay, all I've done so far is just take that shelf off the wall, and then I added this like second shelf to the little nightstand thing. This is actually from my coffee table, the one that I deconstructed. And the woods match like perfectly, and I feel like it kind of gives like more of like a vanity vibe, like a mini vanity vibe. Isn't that cute? It's like a little vanity. Honestly, I'm just gonna come back when I have this finished, at least part of it finished, because no ideas are coming to me, and I don't know if I necessarily like the red shelf with the wood shelf on top. I feel like it looks weird. My hair looks weird also. I'm back. I've finally finished this wall area. It took me like a really long time, so long that it's the next day, but here is what it's looking like. I actually ended up going thrifting yesterday after working on this for a while, and I found this heart shelf. So I was like, wow, that'd be perfect there. So I put it there. I obviously still have to decorate the top of it. I kind of wanted this to have like somewhat of a theme to it. So it's kind of like girly dress up vibes, if that makes sense. Mainly just because of this picture, this one, and then this one. This is like an antique. I love this print. But yeah, I kind of wanted to go with like a subtle theme mixed with my cherubs, of course, because I have 20 million of them. I like it. It's really cute. And then obviously I still have to decorate the top of this. And like I said, the shelf. And I might hang some stuff there. If I have anything to hang there, I'm not sure yet. I'll try to show you like a more detailed look. There's glares. I apologize. There's the pictures I framed. I thrifted this print and I framed it in this gold frame. Have my little cherub, red and gold plaques. I thrifted this print the same day that I thrifted that one, and I also put it in a thrifted frame. I got this Pears soap ad from a yard sale for like $3. It's on like fence boards or something, or just wood, I don't know. It looks like it's made out of a fence though. It's really cool. I have this nice little floral arrangement. I thrifted these fake flowers, and I also thrifted this planter. Oh, look at my reflection. That's cool. A little cherub shelf. The matching one is on this side. And there's my other little red cherub plaque. Another little cherub bust. I have the same one on the opposite wall. Now I only have one more wall to decorate, and it's this little sliver of wall right here. Wow. Okay, I don't know what my camera's doing. Okay, bear with me. I know the lighting's kind of horrible at this angle, but it's because my window's open, so it's gonna mess with the exposure. Anyways, I have somewhat of an idea of what I want to do with this wall. I know I want to put this candelabra. I don't know if this is called candelabra, but I want to put this on that wall somewhere. I actually have two of these. I'm just not sure if I'll be able to fit both of them over there. I mean, I'm probably not gonna be able to, but I'm gonna try. I'm thinking of maybe putting them higher up on each side of this little tapestry situation I got going on there. But I got these at the thrift store a while ago. I got them in a set of two, and I think they were $12.99 together, or maybe $15 or something, I don't know. I think they're solid brass. They are very heavy. Probably, I want to say like 15 to 20 pounds. They're really, really heavy. They're meant to be like wired into your wall or whatever, but I'm obviously not doing that. I'm just gonna put candles in each of these little slots. I actually thrifted some candles yesterday. When I went and got that heart shelf, I found a ton of candles. I couldn't buy all of them though, because I would have spent like $90 just on candles. So I got some really nice blue candles and hot pink candles. So I'm really excited to put them all in my candlestick holders. But yeah, this is my first step. I'm gonna try to put this up as well as the other one if there's room for it. Okay, I didn't record me actually hanging that thing up. Ricky had to come help me, and I put 3 huge holes in my wall trying to get this thing up there.
and I couldn't hang both of them up. They like weren't working. I tried hanging the first one up on that side, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a giant hole in the wall because the anchor just, I don't even know, it just like would not stay in the wall. And I'm noticing that these are actually handmade because the metal is actually like curved. And you can tell that they're handmade because they're not identical. This is like the less curved one. So if it looks like really sideways and like curved, it's not, I mean it's curved, but it's not sideways, like it's hung straight. Just the way that the metal looks makes it look curved. And I know it's kind of high, but I plan on putting like a little table here with a lamp, so I didn't want to put it like too low, you know? But I went ahead and deconstructed it a little bit, and I took these little faux candlesticks off of it. They used to be in these little like cups right there. I'm still gonna put them back in. I just had to cut all the wires out of them because you're actually supposed to screw in light bulbs to these, I think. But you can see like the faux drips and stuff. But since I'm not putting white candlesticks in this, I figured I would spray paint them gold to like match the rest of the thing, and then I'm gonna put different colored candlesticks in it. I just thought it might look stupid with like the gold and then the white and then a different color. So I'm gonna go ahead, clean these, and then spray paint them. Maybe I'll take you guys along to spray paint them since I haven't shown you me spray painting anything yet. Okay, I'm in my backyard now, getting ready to spray paint these things. I'm using my broken washer as a table, but you can see I've already spray painted a ton of stuff on this. For the spray paint, I'm gonna be using this Rust-Oleum metallic like gold. It has a bright and shiny finish. Okay, I finished those little parts of the wall. Now I want to move on to this area above my windows. My plan is to hang my cherub bust in the middle right here. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's a little bit high. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. It's fine. Anyways, here's what I did with this wall. Don't worry, I'll bring you a little closer, but there's the full scope of it. Starting at the top, we have a cherub print that I thrifted, another cherub print that I thrifted. This was originally in a different frame, but I took it out and put it in this frame, and I think it looks really nice. Then I have this little thing. It's one of those postcards that I put in this frame. A little poofy heart that I got from an estate sale, and then a little pink picture frame with a bird print in it. I got that at a thrift store. Then of course we have the sconce. Then I have these two like long vertical prints that I got at a thrift store. Super cute. I really like the print of these. Sorry about the glare once again. And then under these two I put this little heart sconce. And then I have my little heart shelf that I got at an estate sale. I think I got it at the same estate sale that I got this little heart thing at. And then moving on to this side of this tapestry thing, I have this like resin wood print with a rose on it. It's really pretty. And then underneath that I put this little shelf. It's not actually like supported by the shelf. The print is hung up. I just put the shelf underneath it to make it look like it was standing on the shelf, you know? And I had really nowhere else to put the shelf, so I just put it there. And then I have this little top to a like tin box. It's like a lid, but I just hung it on the wall. And then I have 2 diamond shaped sconces. They hold like the fat candles, like the big round ones. I think they're called pillar candles, so I have to get myself some of those. And then I put this little mini mirror right here. And that's everything I did for these 2 slivers of wall. And I kind of left a space right here because I'm gonna put a lamp on this little table, so don't mind the empty space. And then obviously you just saw me do that. I think next, I'm moving on to what I'm gonna put above my closet door. But I think above my closet, I'm gonna put my comedy and tragedy masks. Oh, wrong way. I thrifted these. I've shown them in a video before. I think they match like the striped vibe of the valence right here. You know, it's kind of giving like theater, and I think they'll look cool up there. I think they're a little bit sideways, but I'm very, very tired of hanging things up. And it's just gonna have to stay like that until one day I decide that I don't wanna look at it anymore. Last night at about 11:30, I had the grand idea to DIY a faux stained glass lamp or Tiffany style lamp. So from 11:30 to about 4:30 in the morning, I was doing just that. This is how far I got. I used gallery glass, and it's not my best work, to be honest. I was a little heavy-handed with the little stripes right here. And also, there's actually a design on this lampshade, but I couldn't figure out how to like outline every single little detail of the design. So what I did was I tried to do like this ombre effect around this part, and I like blended it with a paper towel, and then I drew on my own like abstract piping or whatever. And then on this bottom part, I did like my own design except for these like teardrops. This is like an original shape to the lampshade. It looks way better when there's a light underneath it. Like when the lamp's on, it looks kind of ugly right now. But that's okay. I'm just gonna finish it. I don't want to like give up yet and just like trash my idea completely. So today I'm gonna finish up this area. I'm just gonna do like an alternating color, I think. Anyways, oh, the bottom looks so good. Maybe I can somehow like, wait, why does it look so good upside down? You see how much more vibrant the colors are upside down? And then you flip it and it's ugly. What? Like, look how good it looks upside down. What is this sorcery? I do not know. Anyways, I'm gonna film a little bit of this process, and I'm gonna watch some YouTube. So yeah. You guys, the lamp is complete. It's the next day. I let it dry for about 24 hours. I decided to do alternating colors all along the bottom. It looks so good. I brought it in my room, obviously. I'm gonna show you what it looks like with the lamp on. It still looks so cool from underneath though. Anyways, my plan is to put it right here, right on this little table next to my ottoman. Okay, moment of truth. It's probably not gonna look super impressive because my windows are open and it's bright in here, but 3, 2, 1. Okay, let me show you a close-up because this is not very cool looking in the viewfinder. Okay, here's a better look. It still doesn't look as cool as it could because it's just not dark in here, but I think it looks so good. Right? What do you think? Yay, gorgeous. I made that. Isn't that crazy? I did that. Speaking of things that I've made, I also just went ahead and made this
like pendant light, I guess you could call it, except this is not a light. I thrifted this valance yesterday. It has flowers and hearts on it, and it's crochet, and it's so cute, and I thought it matched all the heart motifs in my room, and I wanted to display it somehow. Originally, I was just gonna like pin it above my windows, but I kind of want to leave those spaces empty for if I get more artwork and stuff, I have space to put it up there, you know? So I had the grand idea to actually thread one of the hoops I showed you when I was making my canopy thing. I had 2 hoops. I had a small one and a big one. This is the small one. I cut that hoop in half somehow. I don't have wire cutters. I used my crafting scissors and I just like sawed at this hoop, cut it in half, and then I thread it through the valance and created this little pendant light lamp looking thing. And I just like put black thread along the rim, you know? It looks really stupid from the top, but no one's gonna see it from the top. So now I just have to find a place to hang it. I thought of putting it like in the middle of my ceiling fan. I don't have like a light on my ceiling fan. I have like recessed lighting in my actual ceiling, so the fan's just a fan. But I feel like it hangs a little too low, and I'm not the biggest fan, no pun intended, I'm not the biggest fan of how it looks. So I have to find a place for it. But I love this, and I've been looking for more things that I can like hang from my ceiling, or like thinking of things that I could make. I thought of like maybe draping fabric, but I did that in my old room, and oh my gosh, it gets so dusty and like disgusting, and I don't think I want to deal with that in this room. So I'm kind of just thinking of things that I can just like hang here and there to create some visual interest upwards in my room. So now all that I have left is to decorate the surfaces, like my coffee table, my faux vanity, my dresser, and my big old canopy shelf, and then I'm done. So I guess I'll just take you along when I do that. Maybe I'll just show you a montage like I've been doing. I'm not sure, but that's the update for now. I found a spot for my little pendant. I put it in front of my clothing rack. I think it looks good here. This is the only spot I could think of. I didn't want it to cover too many of the decorations. If I were to put it like in the middle of my dresser, it would have covered all my cherubs and stuff. And it doesn't hang too low, so it's not in like the way of me reaching any of my clothes. And I think it layers nicely with the curtain situation going on behind it. Also, I forgot to mention before I started talking, don't mind my face. I'm having an allergic reaction to my acne medicine. The brightness is up pretty high right now, so it doesn't look that bad, but when I get close to the camera, oh, it looks bad. But, yep, that's where I put it. Oh, would you look at that? It's the next day. I decided to stop filming yesterday because my allergic reaction to my acne medicine was just getting like progressively worse, and I started looking like actually insane. My like whole face was swollen. I had hives like all right here, like big hives. They weren't like small hives, they were like welts, and they were just like concentrated like right here. And I don't even think I put my acne medicine right there. I put it like here. It was making my whole head itch. Like my ears were itching, my scalp was itching. I looked crazy. So I stopped filming so you didn't have to see me in such a state. And I really didn't do like a ton more in my room. I did a little bit. I added some fabric and stuff, and I think that's about it. Oh, and I decorated my coffee table. I was gonna film that this morning because I actually just did it, but that took me like 2 hours to figure out. I'm like not really good at decorating surfaces. I feel like I'm good at like doing gallery walls and stuff, but when it comes to like staging tables and like other things, it just doesn't come naturally to me. So I'm kind of nervous to see if I'm actually able to like do my dresser and my desk and the other little tables I have in here. We'll see, but I'll show you my coffee table first, like what I ended up doing, and then I'll show you the fabric and stuff I added. Okay, to give you a refresh, this is like my little seating area, but there's my coffee table, and here's what I did with the styling of it. The base tablecloth thing is a really long piece of fabric. It has these really pretty beads on the edge, but it's only on this side. The other side doesn't have the beads. This is actually folded in half because it's like massive. It's like as big as my carpet. So I folded it in half so it could drape nicely over the coffee table like so. And then I added a runner down the middle. This runner's really pretty. It has like patchwork designs all over it, which is kind of a shame that it's covered by the decorations, but I felt like it looked weird with like nothing on it, you know? So I added my stained glass little, I don't even know what that is, tray, a little doily in the middle because I like that doily, it's pretty. And then I added this little tray that I thrifted recently. It has these fleur-de-lis accents on the side, if you can see that. And then I just put a ton of random garbage in it just to fill it up. Little candlestick holders and some jars and then a tea light holder. And that's what I did. Can you believe that took me 2 hours? And I still am not completely set on it, but it's better than the first few times I tried to decorate it, so I'm just deciding to leave it as is for now. I think the thing that bothers me is the fact that like the little tablecloth thing matches like the couch and the rug like a little too much. I kind of wanted this to be like a pop of color, that's why I put that runner on it, but since the tablecloth's underneath it, it's still pretty toned down, if that makes sense. And I don't like the table without the tablecloth on it. I don't know. I wanted it to be covered completely. I wanted the little legs to show though. So that worked out fine. And there's like a space underneath it because I still have to put a little footstool underneath there. You'll see that later. It's cute, whatever. Okay, moving on to the other stuff I added. I put these tassels around my mirror. I thrifted these tassels. They're like rainbow. Look at them, they're so cool and they have these really pretty jewels on them. Speaking of tassels, I added these tassels to my tapestry canopy thing. These are also thrifted and they're huge. Look how big these things are. And I also added this crochet shawl thing up here. It's like pinned. Sorry if I'm showing this really bad, whatever. That's what it looks like from the front though. I like the shape it creates and I felt like this area was like too bright, so I wanted to like darken it up a bit, so I added that. And I love this. This is vintage, I got it from a yard sale. I think it's from like the 60s or 70s. It was in my old room and I wanted to put it somewhere in here, so that's where I decided to put it. Okay, next thing I added was this floral runner behind my little cherub head, and then I added my flowers underneath him because I accidentally hung him too high, but since he was screwed in, I didn't want to like take the screw out, so I just like filled the space on the bottom with the flowers. I think it looks cute, and I know I said I wanted to like leave the space open for like more pictures and stuff, but it was bothering me too much, so I did that. And I also added this shawl to the middle of my windows. You can't even see. I don't know how I'm gonna show this. This shawl is in the center of my windows, just draped nicely. And then above this window, I added this valance. I like the pattern of this, and once again, I just wanted to fill the empty space. It was bothering me. I used leftover curtain rods and command hooks to hang this. So if it looks kind of wacky, that's why. What else did I do? Oh, I also rearranged this gallery wall. I don't know if I told you guys that, but I did this a few days ago. I wanted to add my little angel lady because I forgot I had her, and then I found her and I was like, oh, she needs to go in my room somewhere, so I rearranged this whole wall. So that's what that looks like now. And I ended up hanging up a different heart shelf that I had. The reason I didn't hang this one up in the first place is because it's missing hanging hardware on one side, but me being super handy and smart, I just took the hanging hardware off of some random picture frame that I have that I don't use. I took it off of that and nailed it onto the back of that, and now it has hanging hardware on both sides. I wanted this one here instead because it has these pegs and I can hang like necklaces and stuff from it. Okay, and I think the last thing I did was add this fringe above my door with this little cherub doily thing. This probably isn't going to stay like this forever. It's most likely going to change very soon. I just wanted to fill the empty space with what I had already, so I did that. Now it's time to decorate my dresser and my little vanity thing in my desk. Buckle up, I'm actually going to film myself doing this. I have to, because I'm currently being the worst YouTuber ever and I'm sucking at filming things. And there's no excuse for that, I just have to try harder, you know? Anyways, I'm done talking, let's get to decorating.
Okay, my dresser area is all complete and I love how it turned out. I actually pre-planned this. I decorated the whole thing off camera, then I took all of it off and then turned the camera on and then redecorated it, just so I could film the process in a decent amount of time, because like I've said 20,000 times, I'm running out of space on my SD cards. And I'm like weird with like importing footage onto my computer before a video's done. Like I like to import it all at once. It just like scares me to like import it separately and then like delete the clips off the SD card, if that makes sense. It really doesn't matter, whatever. But here's a little up close action. This lamp does work. I just have to get an extension cord to plug it in. There's not an outlet behind my dresser, but that's okay. And then this middle thing is like meant to hold office supplies or something, but I really like this wood detail. My brother actually gave this to me. It's originally from World Market. It's really nice, but I'll eventually get something to put in there. Maybe like pens or something, I don't know. I got all these flowers from the Dollar Tree. I went kind of crazy and was not paying attention to how many I was getting, and I ended up spending $22. But they're beautiful, so it's fine. Oh, also these flowers as well I got from the Dollar Tree. I thrifted this like cupcake stand 4 or 5 years ago and I put my bracelets on it. This is from a yard sale. I think it's meant to hold like thread. There's nothing in it right now, but it's cute right there. And then I have my candelabra that I spray painted gold. It was originally like this really ugly green color, and now it's beautiful. Well, I spray painted it red first and it looked stupid, so then I spray painted it gold. Ah, she's gorgeous. Now it's time to tackle my little makeshift vanity area, which I kind of already decorated a little bit. I put this like gold shawl over the bottom half, and then I put this on the top. I don't know if I'm keeping that there. We'll see. And I also ended up putting this little corner shelf right here. I got this from a yard sale, I think. Yard sale or an estate sale, I don't remember. And I wanted to use it in here somewhere, and that's like the only place I could find for it. So it's going there. And ideally, it would be perfect to put like my skincare and stuff there, but once again, I don't do my makeup in my room. I don't do my skincare or anything like that. I do it all in my bathroom. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna put there, but I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, I'm probably gonna pre-plan this and then pretend film it like I didn't pre-plan it. Hi guys, it's actually a few days later. I did a little bit more work in here off camera, so I thought I would show you that before we get on to the final reveal. So first thing, you might remember from the beginning of the video, originally I had this dresser in here. My brother gave it to me. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, I love it a lot, and I really wanted it in here. But I decided to just remove it because I thought it looked weird. But then I saw this picture on Pinterest, I'll put it here, and I thought, wow, I could do that with this dresser. So that's what I did. I took out the 4 bottom drawers of this dresser and I actually put tension rods right here, and then there's another one like right about there, and I just put like little valances on it. And this actually stores my shoes. Originally my shoes were in my closet, but I realized that I was literally wearing the same pair of shoes like every day just because I didn't feel like digging around in my closet for my shoes. So now they're like out and easier to access in this cool little contraption. So yeah, I really like the look of it. I just pushed like everything this way in order to fit it there. So that's what that looks like. And then I added my little vanity ottoman seat. This is from Bed Bath & Beyond. I got it on sale for $80, I think. Well, my boyfriend bought it for me because he's so kind and beautiful. Here it is. It's like a skirted ottoman, and that's my little vanity seat. And since adding this, I also added a new surface to decorate. So I just did some simple decorations on the top. Yep. I totally forgot I had this little lamp. It's not plugged in. I'm kind of just gonna have it there for looks because it's a really old lamp and the outlet thing kind of scares me. Eventually I will get a rechargeable light bulb or whatever. But I love how this turned out. There's nothing in the top 2 drawers at the moment, but soon there might be. Okay, next thing I ended up doing off camera was adding my faux stained glass window. That was originally in my living room, but I ended up taking it down and it was just sitting in storage. So now it's in here and I like it in here a lot. I took out the top 2 shelves of my rattan shelf so I could fit it in there, and I actually put a lamp behind it so like light shines behind it and it looks really pretty. Eventually I'm gonna put some more like little decorations right here because it's kind of looking too bare for my taste, but yeah. Okay, lastly, I think this is the last thing I did. I ended up thrifting a perfect size tablecloth for my coffee table. So I switched out my last little setup for this one, and I like this a little bit more just because it doesn't blend in with my rug as much. I do wish it hung a little bit lower on the sides, but whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. Look at all the details though, like, hello. I do need to work on my coffee table decorating skills because it's looking very sad. Oh well. And then I think this is actually the last thing I added. I just added my little footstool that I got in an estate sale for like $3 right here. I tried cleaning her as best as I could. She's cute. Look at her little feet. Anyways, I think that's all that I changed up in here. Actually, I lied. These 2 things are the last things I have to show you. I thrifted these metal, like brass bouquets of flowers. Like somebody handmade these. Look at those, they're gorgeous. So to fill this empty space right here, I just added them in between my closet door and my room door. I think they look really pretty right there. Sorry about the glare on the camera lens. And also I found some more tassels, so I just threw them on the doorway. Okay, that I think is the final update. If I forgot something, whatever, you'll see it in the reveal, possibly, I don't know. But I think that's everything, you guys. So let's get right on into the final reveal.
keep